Hello and welcome to today's Daily Breakthrough with Sunil, where every day is extraordinary. Today I'm going to talk about whether you're a man or a woman, how to wield influence and have lots of fun. It's one of my favorite topics. And what I'm going to talk about is how you can actually influence people to be intrigued about you, to want to hire you, to want to pay you. If you're a parent, how can you influence your kids so they get to do what you ask them to do? If you're a woman who's looking to have a relationship, how can you have a powerful relationship and attract a partner that works for you? All this is going down to a very basic level of what it means to be a human being. And, one of the main mistakes that people make is that they tend to chase after people in an effort to try to sell them, or you chase after your kids to try and get them to do something, or you chase after men, or you chase after women to have a relationship. And, it's biologically built in for us as human beings, as mammals, that when you're being chased by someone, you want to run away. And the opposite occurs when you see something you want that seems unattainable. You want to go towards it. You're intrigued, right? And of course, simplifying this a little bit, but it's generally quite true. So there's actually a more easy way to influence and to sell. And there are a couple of things that you want to do. Firstly, you want to make a decision that you are going to have people run after you, not the other way around. That takes a little bit of discipline, because our tendencies, we want to try to convince, to cajole, to tell people what to do, and that usually doesn't work. Most of the time it doesn't work. Just almost never works. What tends to work better is if you have people think that it's their idea that they should come do something with you, they're more likely to do something with you. And it's a mischievous way of doing it, but it sure does work a lot better. So how do you create that, right? Well, one of the first steps is to find out what people really want. The people that you want to influence, what do they really want? What do your kids really want? What does the partner that you want to be partnering with really want? And that takes some listening skills. You have to find out what it is that's most compelling about what they want in life, that they're willing to do more for. And like I said, you want to listen a little bit more keenly, because it's almost never that easy to find out. But it's easier to find that out and work with that than to try to convince them about something they have no interest in, really, and most of the time, most people don't know. So you have to ask questions and find out what intrigues them the most. Where do they want to go? And, what's most compelling? And where I listen from is when I interview somebody, or when I talk to somebody, or when I interrogate them. I don't interrogate them, but when I have a conversation with them, I listen and I try to gauge where their energy shifts. And so you want to look for the same thing. When somebody's genuinely excited about something, that's when you start convincing yourself, okay, that's probably what they really want. And you can tell it. You can tell when you have a conversation and you suddenly realize that they're more energized talking about X rather than Y. And X is probably what they really want, right? And you got to be a little more patient about it, because I promise you, if you're a little bit more patient, you'll probably save more time and energy in the long run. So you want to find out what that is. And, the easiest way is to ask questions and just sit back. And, you don't have to be attached to them answering in any way. It's part of the trick, because if you're trying to going for an answer, or you keep interrogating them, they're going to run away from you again. So you got to ask it in a way that intrigues them. Now, of course, this is, it comes with practice, but it can be done. And when it's done, it's very sweet, and you'll start having more fun. because it's easier to get people to do what you want them to do, which is really cool. And it's almost like their idea. It's not your idea. So asking questions, right? Art and science of asking questions. The next thing is to, once you figure out what they want, you got to paint a picture, like, by posing a scenario. Like, what if, my kid, and, what if, you did your chores early and you got your homework done early and you got like 4 extra hours to go play all the video games you want. Now that's a bit of a bribery, but what else, the other question I would ask is, what else would you want to do with 4 additional hours of your time? What would you like to do? Well, I'd like to go hang out with my friends. Okay, well, you can go hang out with your friends if you get your chores done. What if you did that every day? How much more enjoyable would life be? So that's a very simple way of approaching it with kids. With men, if you're a woman, men are funny, because you gotta ask them. You almost gotta observe them, because men take what they like almost for granted. They like to be by themselves sometimes, most of the time. They like to watch sports. They like to be in their cave. And so you almost have to respect that in a sense. But they also like hanging out with women. Believe it or not, it's true. Or they like hanging out with a partner if you're in the gay community or in the lesbian community. It's also, there's a similar parallel there, right? So you want to find out what really drives people and what intrigues them, and then paint a scenario of what it could look like if they did what you are going to ask them to do, that would provide what they want as well. And this, again, takes a little bit of creativity, and I'm not expecting you to become really good at this. I just wanted to plant the seed for you so you start thinking in this direction and build curiosity for you. And if you're interested in finding out more, certainly pose questions down below. Ask me questions. I've been doing this for years. I've been planning the mischief, the mischievous conquest for my clients of the people around them for years. And it does take a bit of creativity, but ask me questions. I'm happy to support you in particular. Give me a situation that you're trying to work with, or message me, and I'll do my best to help you. And I look forward to supporting you. If you like what you're hearing here, make sure you like us on our page. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Have a great day.